When you think of final bosses in Minecraft, you think of the Ender Dragon, maybe the Wither. But today, we are going to take on the true final boss of this game, villagers. Alright, so I'm going to do a lot of villager work today. We're going to build a village, hopefully. That's the plan right now, and I think I'm going to commit to that. It might take a while, but hopefully it makes for a good episode. We're going to get a whole bunch of good trades, and really start boosting the economy of the area. So let's get started with this one. First things first, I'm going to run over to this village. And I'm going to get a mending villager or a feather falling villager, unbreaking, something like that. We have 3 lecterns, so we should be able to get all the villagers we need. We only really just need 1, honestly. So I've trapped 3 villagers in this village, but I'm going to head back home for a second because I actually really need food. I have none. I think I'm completely out of food. And I haven't really been breeding up the animals too well, so I don't have many animals to go slaughter. I guess instead, I'm just gonna harvest a bunch of potatoes and then bake those. That's probably the best option I have right now. Hopefully we can get like a good farming villager in this episode as well, so then I can just buy golden carrots forever. I can actually make some golden carrots, so I might do that as well, but then cook up some potatoes as some backup. The food issue should be sorted for a little while. I have 40 golden carrots, so that should last me a pretty long time. And we also have a bunch of potatoes. I have 2 stacks smelting. And we have like 8 other stacks in another chest. So now let's go ahead and start finessing these villagers and making them the right trade. I'm going to take this trade right now. We have 13 emeralds for silk touch. And then we got mending for 12. These villagers are actually being very kind right now. That is an incredible trade. Looting 3 for 14 emeralds? That's actually ridiculous, but I don't need that. We got feather falling, but it's for 55 emeralds. Okay, so let me go chop down some trees, trade with my Fletchers, and go grab that because I only have 36 emeralds. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's a lot of emeralds for a feather falling book, but it's fine. It's definitely worth it. And let's actually throw mending on some stuff. We have more than enough levels to do this. So mending on the elytra. Let's throw mending on good old Bean Man here. Let's throw silk touch on my axe. I can't throw feather falling on the boots right now. I don't have enough levels, so I'm gonna throw mending on my sword. That's essentially the first like to-do list point checked off. I still do need an unbreaking villager, but I'll get that one eventually when we start breeding up villagers. So I think right now, let me clear out some space over in this direction, and we can actually figure out and map out this village. I chopped down a lot of the trees over here, so let's actually just clear out some of this dirt and kind of figure out how much space we really have. I can always terraform and put down the dirt again later. So let's just go ahead and clear some of this out so just have like a clearer picture in my head of how much space we really have. Okay, we have a ton of space now. I cleared out a bunch of trees, cleared out a lot of dirt, and we have a lot of room to work now over here. And I'm probably going to terraform this a little bit more at some point just to make it look a bit more natural. But the path can now continue this way, down this little slope, and the village can start right in this open area. But let me clear out my inventory really quick just into these different shulker boxes, and we can go back and grab some more materials that we're going to need for this. I'm going to use tuff to mark out the locations of the buildings because I think tuff is going to be like the bottom of every one of these buildings. Even if I don't use like the gray palette to build the rest, I still think having like a tuff base, maybe mixed in with some cobblestone, it will look pretty nice. So let me figure out where I actually want this thing to start. Here could be a pretty good spot. Yeah, I think that gives us enough room. So we can start over here with some building. I don't know what exactly these buildings are going to be just yet, but I do know I want some kind of like farmhouse with some kind of field of crops planted next to it. I would like a butcher, maybe with some more cows and stuff next to it. I want a library for all the villagers we just got right now. And then a house to put all the Fletchers and stuff like that. So we can have a bunch of farming villagers, a bunch of librarians, and a bunch of Fletchers in this village. And then, I guess we can have like the smoker villager as well, considering I'm going to be making a butcher house. And these builds aren't going to be big. It's probably going to be like the size of my starter house. I think the biggest will probably be about that. Maybe some buildings smaller than that as well. So let me just mark out some diagrams for buildings and I'll be back. So we have 4 different houses here, right? And we have a couple different like yards and stuff for these different houses. That's what like this weird tough shape signifies. So let me go through everything that I just put down and show you kind of what I intend to do with each of these little buildings. So this one I believe is going to be the farming house, and this is going to be some kind of farm, maybe wheat, maybe potatoes, maybe a combination of everything. That's going to be like attached to the house over here. And then the house itself will be right here. Little entrance right here. I just had to change it because I want this to be 3 wide here so we can have 1 door. And then another little room over here for storage potentially, or just to expand, I don't know. And then this one is going to be the butcher. So same kind of thing back here, but instead of having like a field of wheat, we're gonna have some animals back here. So some sheep, some cows, stuff like that. I figured that these 2 buildings should be next to each other, right? Because if you think about it, you'd have the butcher like potentially trading with the farmer in order to get some wheat to feed the animals, all that fun stuff. And in return, maybe the butcher gives the farmer food. I don't know. This is going to be the library. It's kind of tiny, but we're going to have a tower right here. I think that'll make up for it, and we can just have some random bookshelves scattered around in here. This is going to be the entrance, so we're going to have a walkway up here that leads to a door. And then this house back here, tucked away, is going to be for the Fletchers. So once again, we have an entrance right here, another little extra room over there, and then this is going to be a tiny yard where there can be like target practice or something like that for the bows. And that's kind of the rough idea I have right now for this little village. And of course, we're going to decorate the rest of it too with like the path, with some trees all over the place, maybe a couple more of those wells that I put down there. I think it's going to look really nice. But I do have to go and gather some materials. So just by clearing out this area, I have a bunch of spruce logs, which is very nice. We have a ton of spruce leaves as well, so we should be able to make a ton of trees. But I still need like more tuff for sure, because I'm going to want tough in all of these builds still, and I only have 10 left. And then we should definitely go grab some cobblestone. I don't know if I actually have that much. Yeah, we have 35 cobblestone, so I'll definitely have to go grab more of that. We do have another stack of tough, which is actually really nice. That might end up being enough for a couple of the buildings. That's a good start, at least. We have some more spruce logs, which is beautiful in these chests. Some stairs, trapdoors, all that fun stuff. We're going to need to take pretty much our entire inventory of wood to complete these builds. And then we are going to need some oak, because I'm thinking that the builds that aren't going to be stone are going to be oak wood, because I don't want this entire area being stone. I want to work in some other builds. So like the library, for example, think I'll make that out of oak wood, maybe the farmhouse as well, and then these 2 buildings in the back could potentially be stone, and you know, continue the pattern over here. But oak won't look bad. If I incorporate some oak into this, I think it'll still look like they're all a part of the same village. I really wish we had some rockets though. I used all my rockets and I don't think I have any more gunpowder. I lied, actually. We have 6 more gunpowder. That is massive. It's enough for 18 rockets, which really is not all that bad. So let me go grab a bunch of wood. I'm gonna fly over to the dark oak forest, which is over this way, and grab some regular oak along the way. So I didn't even mean to be here, but apparently I'm by the stronghold. I was just flying around getting the stuff I needed, but I actually needed to come back to the stronghold at some point anyway to get bookshelves. So this is perfect. Let me go gather those now. I got a good bit of wood here. We got some dark oak, we got some regular oak, and I also have a bit of regular oak in a chest back here. Up next, I just have to get cobblestone, and then some smooth stone, but that should be a lot easier now, because I have this pickaxe with silk touch. And I have 32 more oak logs, not too bad. I'm gonna go head down into my mine, which I definitely have to update sometime soon. But I'm gonna go head down in here and go collect a bunch of cobblestone and a bunch of smooth stone. I really hope this is enough. I feel like it should be. So we'll give this a try. If I have to come back, it's not that big of a deal. I just realized something else that I should grab. I need some granite to make chimneys. I want to throw some bricks in the chimneys as well, like I have been. But the problem is, I don't have much coal. And smelting down all those bricks will take a lot of coal. So I think what I'm going to do is just grab some granite and just throw in as many bricks as I can fit that I already have. And hopefully it's enough texturing. We got about 2 stacks of granite. That should be plenty. Only need this to make 4 chimneys. And with that, I think we are good to start building. I am going to time-lapse this. So hopefully it turns out well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. I hope it came out well. I'm still pretty new to replay mod, but I'm gonna do my best to make that look all right. But yeah, here is the brand new village that we just built. It's a very tiny village. It's only 4 buildings, but I think it actually came out pretty well. We got 4 different looking buildings with some similar materials though, but at least different shapes and whatnot. And I tried to do my best to make it look as unique as possible in some cases. But yeah, here's a quick walkthrough. Got some custom trees. Oh, this is like the worst time for this. Now that that distraction's over, let's actually go through the little village we built. So we got some more custom trees. Got a medium-sized custom tree right there, and then a very tiny one right here. I think it actually looks pretty cool. You know, so the inside of these buildings is completely empty. I'm going to finish that with the rest of this episode here. So that'll be after I just take you guys through the village. Yeah, nothing is done on the inside of any of these buildings. We'll get to that in a little while. But the path comes straight through this way. You can go off to the right, and that's kind of where it ends. There's definitely a lot of room here to expand this. I can bring the path around here still, put another building back here. I did not mean to get that seed, but what's up, dude? We can wind the path back through this way, go over here more. There's still so much room. I just wanted to get started here at the village, so then we can actually move some villagers over. But here's my massive collection of shulker boxes. It looks beautiful. But yeah, I really like how this village turned out. Hopefully you guys do as well. And then I will be transferring over villagers between episodes. I don't want to bore you guys with that because it's really a monotonous process. It's really annoying to do and to watch and whatnot. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that off camera. I don't think you guys would want to watch that. But I do want to show you something else that I just built. This looks horrible. It was not supposed to look good, but I made a villager breeder over here just to make this process a little bit easier. I'm hoping this will at least ease my stress a little bit. It's this disgusting looking deep slate thing. The design is by Logical Geek Boy, so if you would like to do this yourself, I can put a link in the description to the video that I watched to build this. That's another thing I didn't really want to show on camera because it's just a villager breeder. It's nothing special, and he would do a much better job at showing how all this stuff works than I would. So hopefully this is actually working. I don't think I have any villagers yet. They would pop up over here, I'm pretty sure. It hasn't been up and running for that long, but I hope nothing is in like the wrong spot. I'm just gonna start working on the interiors and hopefully I come back and there are some babies there. Let's start working on this house. This is going to be for the farming villagers. So I definitely want to have the villagers just in their own little pods, right? So like back here is where the villager is going to stand. The composter will be directly in front of them. And we just have to figure out a way to design these pods so that they don't look stupid. I don't know if I like this upside down stair look that much, so actually first, let me throw on the ceiling on the inside here, and then we can work from there. I think I'm gonna do dark oak for the ceiling in here, just because I have spruce for the floor. I don't want to have a spruce ceiling in here too. Yeah, and then the roof will just come along like this, with some slabs and stuff as well. You can throw some lanterns then on this level of slabbage. I think it looks pretty good. Then over here, we just have some more stripped spruce logs for the pillars, and then like I said before, this is where the villagers are actually going to go. I think that looks pretty good. And then I think I'm gonna throw some furnaces right here because that's where the chimney is on the outside, so it kind of makes some sense. And then let's throw some barrels like that, and then a spruce slab in the middle to connect them. Have like a little kitchen storage-ish area thing. And then I think I'm gonna store another villager over here. Just trying to figure out the best way to do this without it looking too clunky. I think something like this will work. So the villager can then stand right here. And I don't think the villager should be able to get out of this because I don't believe they can with a trapdoor like that. I hope they don't suffocate in that. I'll see if they do or not. Got a bunch of composters now, so let's just throw them down in some areas. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I don't mind that there. Also wanted to throw one over here where we can just have like a bush like that. I think that looks pretty good. Actually, I just thought of something way better. What if we put the composters down here? Yeah, that way I'm pretty sure they can still be accessed by the villagers. And this prevents the villagers from getting out. That looks nice. I actually quite like that. I hope that works smoothly, but you know, knowing villagers, it's not going to. It'll never work smoothly. Now let's move on to the library, which is this building over here. This has a little tower in it as well, so we'll actually have to fill the floor in for that at some point. Before I start decorating anything, I'm gonna throw on the roof. So let's get another dark oak roof, I think. Probably just the same thing as before. I haven't done too much here, but I just laid down some pillars in the corner. We have a little archway here that goes to a ladder to another floor. And I have no idea what I'm gonna put up here just yet. Maybe it's just an area to look out on the village. I don't know. Might not be much decoration up there. So we could definitely fit some villagers back here, which is perfect. We could still use this pillar for the ladder, and then we can also just throw some more blocks, so I have more spruce. One more log. Let me go get some more spruce here. I still want this window to actually be like usable, so I'm just gonna put a slab on top. Villagers aren't able to jump over that or anything like that, so that should be fine. And then we just need more either slabs or trapdoors here, just so they can't get out. I'm gonna use trapdoors. I like the look of that a little bit more. And then the lectern will go right there. Villagers trapped back here. They are not able to get out. So those are 2 of our librarian villagers. And then let's see if we can work some bookshelves in here. That's some nice decoration. This is the library after all, right? So maybe we can use some bookshelves to kind of like trap some villagers in somehow. Now, if everything goes smoothly, which will definitely not happen, I think we have spots for 5 villagers in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this will work. I'm pretty sure the villagers will be trapped in here. I'll just have to figure that out once we actually get the villagers. But yeah, I have no idea how to decorate a library, man. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to libraries. I mean, that looks kind of cool with the bookshelves like that with the trapdoors and stuff. I kind of like that, actually. I mean, I guess we could throw some like slabbage down there. I'm just kind of chucking stuff around, dude. I have no idea if I actually like this or not. I really don't know how to decorate a library, but I think this is good enough. Actually, do I have any composters still? Of course. I put them back in the chests. I'm an idiot. I can at least throw like one like bush or something like that in here. It'll probably look a little bit better. So let's throw it like right here. There we go. Looks better already just because of that. Let's add some more on top of those. Why not? Looks pretty cool. Also, one outside. I just love what leaves look like, man. They're so good. All right, well, I think that is that building done. The library, I think, is complete. My inventory is gross to look at. I understand. I'm sorry that it looks like this. But let's move on to the next house, which is going to be for, like, the butcher. We got the ceiling in here. It is spruce. That fits with this kind of building. And let's just throw random stuff around again, and hopefully we can find spots for villagers. And I believe the block for this one is smokers, correct? So we could definitely throw a villager back here, because this is where the chimney is. So this makes sense. They might be getting burned, but you know what? It's fine. We're gonna throw a villager like in the wall like that, I guess. That actually works pretty well right there. The smoker can go on the ground. We can throw some barrels around it. That looks good to me. Let's throw a pillar right here. And then we can definitely get like some kind of shelf back here. That actually works out perfectly like that. Those are 2 little shelves. Villager goes back there. And then we have 2 more spots for villagers over here. I have more room over in this direction, but I don't really want that many of these villagers. So let's just decorate this other side without really considering the villagers. And did I leave the composters? Again, I did, and I also left the leaves. I am really dumb. All right, we got this building completely decorated with some villager spots, which is very nice. I think all these are actually coming out pretty well. And obviously, they are all super practical, which is the most important part, honestly. I really just built this just to have a place to put villagers. I could put nothing in here and just have the villagers inside, but I wanted this to at least look pretty good on the inside as well. So last one here, we have the fletching house. Once again here, we're gonna have a dark oak roof just because we got spruce on the floor. And I think I need the slabs. I definitely do. But just really quickly, I made 2 spots for villagers back here. That's perfect. So in this building in particular, I want to have a lot of villagers just because it's a Fletcher building and Fletchers are super, super good to trade with. So I think we have a spot here, we have 2 down there, and 1 more right here. I'm just going to have some fletching tables like in the middle of this place, but I don't think it'll be that bad. The last thing I think I have to do is throw down some stuff for target practice for these villagers. Obviously, it's not going to be used at all, but I'm thinking we have like 2 lines like here and here, and then I have no idea how to make a target block. We need a hay bale and some redstone. Should be pretty easy. And we have 2 little targets to shoot. I also kind of want to bone meal the grass back here. Now, before I go, I want to check on the villager breeder, and then I also want to take one more run through of the village we just built with shaders on. So please tell me I have some villagers. Oh, let's go. Here's some babies. I'm pretty sure I have some babies. Let's go. What's up, little guys? Or little girls. I don't know. I don't think they have a gender. Let's head back over this way, though, with some shaders on, and we can look at the final product. The shaders are on, so let's take a look at this village. It's looking real nice. Real nice with the shaders. Got the crops wiggling, got the leaves wiggling, the trees. You know how it goes. You know the vibes. Let's take one last walk through in here. I'll just open the door of all these places as well. Might look pretty dark, but there's definitely enough light. So there's the library. And then over this way, we have the farmhouse. Beautiful, beautiful. And like I said, I'll get the villagers all in their right spots before next episode. Here is like the butcher. Looking real nice on the inside. And over this way, we have the fletching house. I really like how this turned out. I think this is a very nicely sized village. Of course, maybe down the line we can have some bigger projects and stuff like that, like a much bigger village than this. But I think this is a really good size, just to get some villagers and stuff like that. And I don't think I have any rockets, do I? I have 6 whole rockets. So let's fly up. I'm going to use 2 to fly up, and then we're going to look down. Oh, would you look at that little village we got? That looks so nice. I love what this looks like, man. I think our whole area looks really cool. Yeah, I think this episode turned out really well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one as well. Thank you so much for watching. I do not have a shirt on, but you know what? It's fine. We're chilling. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.